Okay, so we're starting off in Rhino. This is Rhinoceros CAD and I've got it set into perspective view. There's nothing on my screen at the moment, and that's because if I come over here on the right to the Layers tab, I've got everything switched off. You can switch things on and off by clicking on the little light bulb buttons in Rhino. So I'm not going to go too into detail into Rhino here for the purpose of this video. I'm just going to try and export all the files that I need. I'll delete these two dots. I was just using these points as reference for elevation to check where the model was in space. But for now we don't need those. So this is a stopes layer. They're all the stope shapes which I am going to export as a DXF. Development are all the drives. Topography, I'll zoom out so that you can see that, but you'll notice that this whole model is actually an open pit with underground development beneath it. Then if I turn on this area of interest, I'll actually leave area of interest to last. Backfill shapes are, in this case, similar to the stope shapes. What that's going to do is tell FLAC 3D which stopes to fill in. I have a shear zone, a bit of a geological structure. If you had more geological structures or geotechnical domains, you could use them in Stope Examine, but in this case I've just got the one shear zone. Historical mining is everything that's been mined previously. Now we could have separated this, we could have sequenced this, we could have made each individual stope, step 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 20, but for the purpose of keeping this model simple, I've just grouped it all together as historical mining. And then these are the two interesting points of the model, step 1 and step 2. Step 1, we're going to be taking out a vertical raise, and my aim is going to be in step 1 and the end of this model to have a little look at what sort of effect on the surrounding development mining this raise has. And then step 2, we'll be mining 2 new stopes just off to the right of this raise, and I'm going to say, okay, I've mined this vertical raise. Now what sort of impact does mining these 2 stopes in the vicinity of that raise have on the raise? What sort of dilution or cracking am I going to start to expect in the raise if I mine these stopes? So that's the idea of the model. Now let's get into what we need to do to use Stope Examine.